Hi all, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to understand what is the conditional split transformation in data flow, in mapping data flow category in Azure Data Factory instance. Okay, so in the previous session we have discussed, if you know that if you have gone through to my channel SQL Training Session, there is a playlist I have created, Azure Data Factory. In the previous sessions, if you see, I have explained the join transformation and the union transformation. So these two transformation, whenever we have to transform the data in between when loading the file or loading the data, or we can say copying the data from the source to destination, and in middle of it if we wanted to transform the data, okay, any sort of the transformation, then we will use the mapping data flow transformation. Inside that we have a lot of options has been given. So union and join we have already covered. In case you wanted to have a detailed information, you can go through these two videos to get the information about how to use the join union transformation and join transformation in data flow. Okay, now today in session we will I will explain what is the conditional split. Okay, as the name suggests, it is splitting the data, okay, on the base of condition. That means there would it is splitting the data from the source, and as per the conditions it will move the data to the multiple destination based on the condition. That means we have one source and we could have a multiple destinations based on the condition. So we will split the data which is coming from the source based on the conditions. Okay, so let's go to the demo. Here I have opened, I'll show you what file what scenario we are going to take. We have one file. Okay, this is employee data. I have one of the file. So I have opened this file, employee data. If you can see here, this is the details of all the employees department wise. So these are the employees which belongs to the HR department. Okay, we have, if you can look closely, we have three departments here, and this is the department ID for it. We have HR department ID and finance department. So we have an employee which belongs to the HR, some of the employees which belongs to the IT, and only one employee we can see that belongs, she belongs to the finance department. So what is the demo? In the demo, what I'm going to do is we wanted to split this data on the basis of department ID, and we have to uh, move all those employees which belongs to the different department in the different destination. So what we need to do this, that means this is our source file, this would be our source file, and in the destination we wanted to split the data on the basis of department ID. So we can say the conditional split transformation is nothing but it looks like a switch statements what we used in the SQL statement in SQL Server, as well as you, if you are aware of the SQL Server database. So here what we can do, we are going to load this file in our blob storage, and we will use it as a source data set, and we will transform it using the split transformation, and we'll split the data on the basis of department ID. So what we need to do, let me close this, and I have already saved this file. So go to the Azure Azure here, open the storage account. I have created a blob storage account, so that I have need to open here. We'll do it little bit quickly. So if you can see, storage account has been open and we have a containers here. So click on the containers. Here we are going to do, there are two folders, okay, input folder and output folder. So here we have two files. Let me get rid of this file as of now. Okay, and now my input folder container is completely blank. So what I need to do, I need to upload a file. So click on the upload, and I need to upload that employee data file. So this is this file. I have uploaded it. Click on upload. See, uploaded completed. Click on cross. This is there. Just preview the data if everything is fine in this or not. Either you can click on add it to preview, or if there is a button here over, okay, you can click on preview to see. So the correct file has been loaded here in my Azure storage account. So that is fine. And after doing the transformation, once the transformation will be done, we wanted to put that, let me open the storage account one more time. Let me click on container. So we have to load it into the output folder. So in the output folder, if you see one file, let me get rid of this file as of now. Okay, and here we wanted three folders to be created at the runtime, and on the basis of the department, the files will be moved into the specific folders. Okay, so that we can do with the help of the Azure Data Factory Studio. So here I have opened the studios. Let me go to the author tab here. So as we know that whatever we do the development in the Azure Data Factory, we have to go to the author tab here. So and we know that when we create a data flow, to run the data flow, we cannot have any debug options there. So what we can do, we have to take help of the pipeline. We have to create a pipeline. Inside that, we have to create a data flow. So what I'm going to do, create a new pipeline first, and I'll give a name as a data flow for conditional split. So this is the pipeline which is having the data flow, and data flow is using the conditional split. So I'm just giving a name which makes sense for me as of now. So here let me drag and drop the data flow here. Let me collapse it, and here I can give a nicer name, data flow conditional split. Data flow for employee by department split. Okay, so this is the data flow which will do the which will split the employees by the department. So this is the name of the data flow. Okay, go to the settings here. There is nothing, no data flow I have created as of now. So what we need to do, we need to create a new data flow. So click on the new button over here. It will take us to the data flow canvas here, and if you can see, it is asking me to add give a name of the data flow. So that is data flow, let's say employee by department. Okay, so this is the data flow name, and here I need to add a source. So once I click in it, okay, one source has been added. It is asking me what is the name of the source. So let me give a source employee, source or employee. Okay, so this is the source which is having the all implies. So dataset source type, if you are not aware of what is the difference between data type and inline, I have already covered in the previous session of of a unit transformation. So you can go and check that video stating the unit transformation, that is the subject of the session, and there you can go and check. I have explained all the options which is coming here. Okay, datasets option, everything. So we need to create a new dataset which will point to our source file. So click on new button. As we know, we have load our source file in the Azure Blob Storage. So type is Blob Storage. File is our CSV. So let me check this, and data flow dataset for all employee. Let's say link service. I have already a link service which is connected to my blob storage. Now I need to give the specific location where the file has been present. Okay, so click on specific folder, go to the input, and here you have a file employee data.csv. So this is the file which I have added. So my file is having a header, so I click on this, click on OK. If you wanted to preview your data, you can preview here also. There is an option, you can open your data sets from here. The data set will be open, and there is an option, there is a lens icon. You can preview your data, whatever you have in the file. You can preview here to make sure that whatever the data set you have created for the source is accurate. Okay, there is no problem in that. So let me close it, and okay, just a second. I have by mistake I have closed it. Let me create link service. First row as a header, file is my okay, it's done. So file has been data set has been created, which is pointing to my file, which file is present in my input location, in my input container. Okay, here in my input, so it is pointing, data set has been created, which is pointing to my file here. So that is done here. Everything is done. Now go to the source option. Nothing we need to do. Projection, if you wanted to see here, if you wanted to change any data type, you can change it. For integer ID, I will make it as an integer, so that projection I will use it. Department ID as well, I needed to make it as an integer. So what you need to do, you have to drag it a little bit up so that you can find the integer. So the projected database data type, I have done it. if you wanted to optimize your performance or of your transformation, use the single partition, as I have a very small file. Okay, if you have a very millions of records, then we will think about our partition of doing the partition. We can expect all the columns is fine. Okay, we have 4 columns here with this data type, so everything is fine. If you wanted to preview the data what is coming in the source file, you can preview it, but this option can only be available when you have opened your data flow. So you have to open your data flow. Okay, click on this and then data flow debug cluster. Behind the curtain there would be a cluster will be ready, which will make us to do all this preview part, and this is very good thing in the data flow transformation. Okay, so data flow, see here cluster is been ready with this session id. It's been there. So the moment cluster is ready, you can see these options is now visible to us, and if you wanted to refresh, you can see whatever the data you have in your source. So this is the preview option. So it will take a while, and it will take some time to load it. Let me minimize this. And once we will see all the data is correctly coming, which we have in the source file, it is coming till this point, then we are good to proceed in the next step. Okay. See here, so we can see here all in the previous section that all the correct data is coming in our source file. So this is fine, we can go to the next step. So our agenda is to understand the conditional split. So what I need to do, we need to split the data of this employees on the basis of conditional split. So what we need to do, we have to drag it down. There is a plus icon. Okay, click on this, and there is an if you see, there are a lot of options in the multiple input output category. We have covered the join, we have covered union, and there is an option in conditional splits. If you closely check the icon symbol here, you can understand that there is a one source and it is splitting based on the condition to the multiple destination. Wherever in the case of the joins, we have a multiple source and of one destination. In the case of union also, we have a multiple source and one condition, but if you can see, there are two arrows uh, before the source. That means there is no conditions. Whatever it will be joining the data on the basis of name or the position. But in the join condition, we have a in the joining the data in from multiple sources. There should be, there would be a kind of matching columns. Okay, that's why there is a one arrow here. So if you understand the icons also, I can also give icons of this is also giving you the definition of what is the conditional splits. Okay, so click on this. The moment you click it, you can get two options here. Okay, so do not worry about this. It's nothing but it looks like a case statement. So what we need to do is we have to click on this very first one and go to the conditional split setting, and here you can put the name. Conditional split, you can say employee by departments. Okay, that is what we wanted to achieve, right? So incoming stream, that is the source all employee, and split on first matching condition or all matching condition. We wanted to match all the condition. We wanted the controller to go to the all conditions. So here if you see stream name and condition, so this is entire box. Okay, this is nothing but our split condition. Now understand it thoroughly. Stream name is nothing but you wanted to give a name, like I wanted IT employees. Okay, is just a string value, so you have to give a general name for your case statement. Okay, I wanted to achieve all the IT employees in this string. For that, you have to put the condition over here. Okay, and click on plus icon. If I wanted all the HR employees, so you have to put the conditions to get the HR employee over here. Okay, so we have one more that is finance employee. Okay, so finance employee. So here you have to put your condition. So whatever enter the stream, see row that do not meet any condition will use this string. So this is the default, or we can say the remaining. Whatever the remaining employee which doesn't belongs to these three departments, right? That will fall under this category and it will go to this string. Now for IT, how we can provide the conditions? So click on open expression builder here. Okay, I wanted if you see, there is an option, there is a department name and there is a column department id. I want the department id equal to what is the value for our department id for IT. So you have to go to your CSV, you have to check your for IT department. For IT, I have two value. Department ID value is 2. So what we need to do? Uh, this is for IT. Okay, so click on here expression builder one more time, and here I need to use the functions. Okay, so what we need to do here, you have to go to the function category and you have to find equals. Okay, there is a equal. If you can see, this is the equal function and it passed the two parameter, first expression comma second expression. That means first expression is equal to second expression, then it will return the true. So select this function. Now go to all. Okay, remove this one and you can see your source columns here, and select your department ID comma is equal to, if your department ID is equal to 2. Okay, because see here, if you see here ID is 2, so that means if department ID is 2, that means what it comes true, then it will go to your IT employee stream. Similarly we have to do it for HR employee. So go here, search for equals quickly, select your function. Okay, and remove this equal and go to your source column, that is department ID which you wanted to, and this is nothing but an HR. So for HR we have a 1 value. Okay, so we have to pass it 1. So if value 1 is equal to 1, I mean if department ID 1 is coming, then it is like a HR employee, it will go to the HR. Now finance is for, what is the ID for the finance is 3, so that means we have to check for the 3. So do one thing, you can go here. Okay, press search for equals, choose it, select it, remove equals and scroll a little bit to get your column and then pass value 3. So if department value ID is equal to 3, then these many conditions. So if you see, I have created 3 conditions. So if you scroll down and you can see 3 cases has been created here in the canvas. Same. IT employees, HR employees, finance employees. So this name which is reflecting in your case, IT employees, that this is nothing but this is nothing but the name of your streams. Okay, IT employees. This is the name of your stream. If you highlight this one, HR. Okay, see HR employees. So this is the name of the stream. Inside that, this is the condition which need to be evaluated. Okay, so if you wanted to preview the data, if everything is fine, if this is working fine, so you can preview it. You have to refresh it. So this way, you have to split your data on the basis of the condition. So it could be a department ID. In some cases your files having the employees is belonging to some reason, so you can pass your reason also. So basically it's based on the conditions. Like if you see here, just scroll up a little bit. If you see here, output stream. Okay, here IT, for IT employees, 3 employees has been now category is been filtered down. Okay, if you see Madhuri Ramshar Ravi, it belongs to the IT. If I select HR employee, so you will get only how many records in the for HR. For HR we have 1 and 2. So that means here it has splitted your file and it giving the 2 records here. Okay, so similarly if I scroll up a little bit above so that I can get another finance employee. So if you click on finance, you will get another employee here. So this way, you can, and whatever the employee is not belongs to this. Okay, then it will come into your default stream. So this way, you can split your record. Now what you need to do, you have to put, as per our demo, we have to uh, move this data into the separate files. So that means we have to provide the destination. So click on this plus icon and you have to provide the sync. So click on the sync and we have to provide the sync location. So sync would be like here you can give IT employee destination, like that. So here I have given a name. Okay, incoming stream is this, employee by department at the rate IT employee. That means it's coming from IT employee stream. Okay, and the data set. You have to create a data set which is connected to the output folder. Okay, and there we output folder in the blob storage. So the data store is nothing but a blob storage type. The file which is going to generate, that will be delimited as CSV file. and here we have to put the name of your IT employee destination data set for IT employee, and let us make it as destination. Linked service is blob storage, that is fine. First row as a header, and here we wanted, we wanted a location where you wanted to put this splitted data. Okay, so I wanted to put in the output folder, but inside the output folder I wanted to create one more folder, that is IT folder. Okay, department ID folder. Inside that I wanted to move this file. So let's locate that location first. Locate this folder, click on output and click on OK. So if you see, we do not have any directory. So what we need to do, I need to create a one directory for it. So inside the output container, I will create one directory ID, and inside that my file splitted data will be moved into this under this directory. So click on OK. Okay. So seems like I cannot create a directory as of now here. So what I'm going to do, let me go to your container here. There's no option here to create a folder as of now. So what we need to do here is give name as IT employee.csv. So it is not letting us to give a file name or a directory. Either you can do one thing. Okay, if you put in this, and if I make it as a IT folder, and I wanted file to be generated as IT employee.csv. Okay, so I clicked on none, and then it will allow me to create that file with this folder. Okay, so that is the difference. Okay, if you have to make it as a null. So now in the case of the schema, I mean, so now the second is HR employee. Similarly, you have to do it for the HR employee. Go to sync and just quickly make it as a HR employee destination. You have to configure it quickly. Now click on the dataset, blob storage and delimited file, and here dataset for HR employee, and link service we have to select as blob storage. First row as a header, click on the container here, and you have to select output folder. Okay, and click on OK. Similarly, this import schema you have to make it as none, then only it will allow you to create a folder in the at the runtime. So HR employee.csv, and you have to make it import schema as none. So click on OK. That way second destination is also been set up. Okay, now go to your canvas again one more time and click on this finance stream. So in this finance stream, go to add your sync here. Okay, again you have to configure the setting. Here you have to give means employee, give a name for your output stream, and create a new data set for this sync as well for the finance employee. DS finance employee, and link service is this row as a header, and click on your you have to give the file path where you wanted to put the only the finance employees from the file, because we have already split it. Now we are putting in the destination. So just be patient, just be with me, and it will be, we are just about to complete the configuration, then we will run it the pipeline to see the results. Okay, so go to output here, and you have to give folder finance, and here finance employee.csv, and you have to make it import schema as null. So this is fine. Now, if you wanted to see the data preview of your destination, so you can click on the each of the destination and click on the data preview section, refresh it to see what the data is coming once the data will be loaded. Okay, just wait for a second, it is fetching data. So see here, all the IT employees is coming in the destination, that is fine. Now the second one, HR, if you wanted, you can refresh it and you can see the all the HR employees is coming in the destination file or not. So this way you can see, this way you can debug your entire pipeline. Okay, all the transformation you can debug it to see, okay, till this point my data is moving correctly. As per my expectation, the transformation is working fine. So this you can check with the help of the data preview, and data preview can only work if you see here HR, only the HR will come here, HR employees is coming. Okay, now scroll down a little bit and finance, just let's check this last one as well, and then we will publish this all this changes to our data factory live mode, and then we will run our pipeline. So here if you see finance, only one is coming. So this is all done, everything seems fine. So till now what we have done, we have created one pipeline, inside that we have created one data flow, and inside data flow we have created source data set, okay, and this three destination data sets. Okay, four total data sets, one data flow and one pipeline. So I'm going to publish it, as there is no error as of now we have encountered, so we are good to publish it. So once we have published it, then we are good to run our pipeline. If you can see in the data flow, we cannot run this data flow by itself. Okay, so we need a pipeline. So go to the pipeline where we have created this data flow. So this is there. You have to validate your pipeline. Everything is fine. Configuration is fine. Now click on debug to see. So click on debug to actual run this pipeline, which will in turn run the data flow, and the data flow will responsible to transform our data, and in this transformation we use the conditional split transformation. So it will split the employee data on the basis of department IDs. So let's wait for a couple of seconds to see whether the pipeline runs successful or not. So it is taking a little time. Let me refresh it one more time. In the time I'll go to the output folder. In blob storage, if you can see here, if you can see, that means it has been succeeded. Let me refresh the pipeline. See, the pipeline got succeeded, if you can see here. Okay, and you go to the data flow output folder. In the blob storage, you can see the three folders has been created. Inside the finance, you can see one file has been created, auto generated file has been created, this one. So click on this. This is the finance folder, this is directory. Inside that, this is the file has been created. See, whatever the name of the file which we have given, by that name the file is not being generated. By default it is given the system generated file name. Okay, so whenever we sync it into using the data flow, it will generate using that file name. So it will not take the file name, but it has taken the directory name. Okay, so if you see here, this is finance, so only the one record is coming, this is fine. Now if we go back and go to output here, okay, I have HR, so go to the HR folder, and here also if you can see in the HR, we are expecting only HR employees. See, only the HR employees, 2 employees as of now. So this is fine. Go back to the output folder and see the IT, and in IT click on added here, and if you can see, we have 3 employees in IT department, which belongs to the IT department. So this way we can create our data flow. We can split our data using the conditional split transformation by providing the conditions. Okay, and we then once the data will be split, we can dump it into our destination. Okay, so I hope you like the video. I hope you understood the concept of conditional split transformation in the Azure Data Factory instance. In case if you have any issues, please do comment me in the comment section. Till the time, happy learning and have a nice day, guys. Thank you.